Folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanson, Jim Jonas with another episode of Veterans in Politics. And our guest today is going to be Jason D'Souza. He's an editor, former editor for the Fathers' Rights Movement. And he's going to talk about the corruption within the family court system. We wanted to talk a little bit about, before that, we wanted to talk a little bit about these candidates that in the last election. Could you bring it up on your
Which candidates did you want?
And let's go real. I know Katie Williams. She won her race for
She
trustee.
did.
Congratulations. Lisa Guzman also won her race for trustee,
which is good.
Good. And our guy Nick Sperito's region, he didn't win his, but he did try.
Yeah, unfortunately too, Mary Perry won.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm willing to give her a chance on the bench. Let's hope she doesn't prove me correct.
Right.
I'm glad Jason Stoffel lost.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Nadine Cutter. I'm a little disappointed that Judge Richard Scotti lost his seat, but congratulations to his successor. Judge Rob Baer also lost his seat. And
Craig. I honestly, until just now, didn't know about Richard Scotti.
Yeah. I just wanted to go through this real quick with these judges. So because we've been working on the judges, and this one of our main focus was the judges. So we got for Clark County District Court Department 1, we have Beta Yeager, who won. Congratulations, Beta. Who beat Jacob Villani. We have Carly Lynn Kearney, who beat Judge Richard Scotti. Congratulations, Kearney. In the Department 3, the Adam Gaines and Monica Travajo. Monica won, she took that. Department 4 with Phil Arbach and Nadia Kroll. Congratulations, Nadia. Department 5, Veronica Barish, Terry Coffin. Congratulations, Veronica. Department 6, Jacqueline Bluth and Todd Leventhal. Congratulations, Jacqueline. Department 8, Trevor Atkins with Jessica Peterson. Congratulations, Judge Atkin. Department, let's see, moving along. So many judges ran unopposed, and we want to change that in the near future. Department 17 with Anna Alberson and Michael Villani. Congratulations, Judge Villani. Department 18, Mary Kay Holthus and John Hunt. Congratulations, Mary Kay Holthus. Department 19, Crystal Eller and William Bill Kephart. Congratulations, Judge Kephart. Department 20, Dawn Alyssa Hooker, who I could never find out. I could never find anything on this person. Hooker. She's in the race with Eric Johnson. Congratulations, Judge Johnson. Department 21, Tara Clark Newberry with Jacob Reynolds. Congratulations, Jacob Reynolds. Department 22, Susan Holland Johnson with Ben Nadig. Congratulations, Judge Johnson. Department 25, Carl Armstrong and Jasmine Lily Spells. Congratulations, Jasmine Lily Spells. Department 24 with Erica Baluth and Dan Gillum. Congratulations, Erica Baluth. Moving along. Department 29, David M. Jones against David Lopez Negrit. Congratulations, Judge Jones. Department 31 with Carl W. Callie against Joanna Kishner. Congratulations, Judge Kishner. Department 32, Rob Baer and Christy Craig. Congratulations, Christy Craig. I didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah, me either.
But we recommended Christy Craig. Moving along. Family Court, Department E, Chuck Hoskins and Thomas G. Kurtz. Congratulations, Chuck Hoskins. Department G, Benjamin Boone Childs versus Rhonda K. Forsberg. Congratulations, Judge Forsberg. Department I, Sony Sue Bailey against Michelle Tobler. Congratulations, Sony Sue Bailey. Department J, Deidre D. Butler versus Scott J. McDonald. Congratulations, Judge Butler now. Moving along. Department M, Lynn Hughes and Amy Mastins. Congratulations, Amy Mastins. Department P, Sarah Diani and Mary Perry. Congratulations, Mary Perry. And Sarah Diani didn't have much signage out there that I could see. Yeah. And I call her up and I say, hey, you need some signage.
Well, and the thing is and like, thank you for saying that too. Like, she might be a great judge. Hopefully she will be.
Well, let's see. Mary Perry, please don't prove me right. We'll be watching. Department T, Nadine Cutter, Jason Stoffel. Congratulations, Nadine Cutter. Department U, Bill Gonzalez and Dawn Thorne. That was a very, very close race. Just a couple hundred votes. Congratulations, Bill Gonzalez, for the second time. Moving along. Department W, which is one of those new seats. Andrea Rincon-White against Stacy Michelle Rushuli. Congratulations, Stacy Rushuli. Department X, Heidi Almasi and Jim Davis. Congratulations, Heidi Almasi. And Department Z,
Excuse me.
Department Z, Michelle Shell Mercer against Romeo Perez. Congratulations, Michelle Shell Mercer. And I wanted to get into the township race for Las Vegas Justice of the Peace, Department 12. You have Shannon Clauswords Sanborn, it looks like, against Judge Diana L. Sullivan. Congratulations, Judge Sullivan. And this one threw me, although we did support Belinda Harris, but she beat Judge Chris Lee.
Yeah.
He's no longer going to be a judge after December here. So congratulations. And in the Supreme Court, race, Justice of the Supreme Court, Seat D, the Ozzie Fumo and Douglas Herndon. Congratulations, Judge Herndon. And the Court of Appeals, Department 3, Bonnie Beulah against Susan Bush. Congratulations, Bonnie Beulah. And I believe that takes care of all the judgeship race out there. I'm not going to go through any of the other races because we're going to be here all day. But right. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew who is going to be representing us for the next 6 years on the bench. And these judicial races are extremely important. And we encourage court observing whenever that ever happens again. And check out all these, make sure that these judges are doing their jobs. That's all I gotta say, and doing their jobs right. You have anything else?
Just real quick. I had a friend of mine at work a couple days ago started asking me questions about judges. And I'm like, well, you know I know a ton about judges. So anyway, long story short, educate yourself, because her explanation was, I voted for every woman. And then someone else said, I voted for every man. And I'm like, okay, that's great.
No, that's really intelligent voting.
Educate yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Really intelligent voting. Well, people that vote like that should just skip those. If you don't know them, you should skip them.
Yep, there you go.
You know, because you could be putting a bad apple in there. With that, we have Jason D'Souza. Mrs. D'Souza, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell us a little bit about you.
I just got a lifetime.
Kind of tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6'4", yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. You play ball?
Played basketball, played volleyball at Sunset Park over here.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Volleyball player.
Yeah,
Okay.
volleyball.
Slam that, dunk it down?
I used to in my 20s, yeah.
In your 20s?
Yeah.
Well, what are you, 30s
Oh,
now?
yeah, something like that, yeah.
All right. What's your bio?
I grew up in Thousand Oaks, California at a small private school. Went over there, then I went to King's College, graduated with in theology, like a Bible college basically, and then moved out to New Zealand.
Is that a master's or a bachelor's?
A bachelor's degree. And then I lived in New Zealand for 3 years, working at a couple of churches as a youth worker.
Were you in some type of mission?
It was like just work for a couple of churches, just with kids and stuff, like teenagers mostly.
Oh, okay.
So it was
In
the
New
best.
Zealand? What language do they speak out there?
They speak
Norwegian?
English, but there's Maori people over there. They're like the native people, and they speak Maori over there. If you've ever seen the hooka, and they're like awesome at like rugby. The All Blacks,
Really?
Probably one of the best teams in the world. Yeah.
Huh. In New Zealand?
In New Zealand, yep. Yeah.
Isn't it kind of cold?
New Zealand's it's good weather. I guess in the South Island it can get colder, but they have like Lord of the Rings was all filmed there, so I got to see all the sites there. Hobbiton, beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. Please continue.
So yeah, from there, and then I met a guy who smuggled Bibles into communist countries and stuff like that.
So you got a guy that smuggled Bibles. In the last show, we had a guy that smuggled weed.
Yeah. I heard that. That was a pretty amazing story. Yeah, we learned from people like that, how to go in and do stuff into these communist countries. Yeah, so people, they're willing to go to jail and die just for a Bible.
For the cause.
Yeah. But it's a way just to, love God, love people, love others.
Everybody has to have a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, please continue.
So yeah, then I did a little bit of that in Asia. We went to all the communist countries, including the North
China?
Korea. Yeah, China, mostly based in China, also Vietnam and the other Vietnam,
Russia?
Laos, and North Korea.
Oh, Russia's not communist anymore.
No, that was done. So it's not as bad back as it used to be. But yeah, we met the front cover guy on Time magazine where he worked on an underground railroad.
Like Harriet Tubman?
Kind of like Harriet Tubman, yeah, exactly. But it's set in North Korea. So basically, he would try to get North Koreans out into like South Korea or free countries and stuff like that to save them. So just doing that. So then I came back from Asia, and then eventually I moved to Las Vegas, and I've been out here for the past 10 years. I went to Africa and was Kenya and Uganda.
You're a world traveler.
Yeah, I love traveling.
Without any military.
Yeah.
Did the church send you, or you pay out of pocket?
I just save up my money until I'm broke, and then I have to go back to America. Then I save up money again. Yeah, but I do have connections with churches.
I wish I could save up money to do all these trips, but I got all these bills.
Yeah.
How you get away with it? Will you live in a tent in the park at Sunset?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And I live in the Southwest near IKEA, so it's good. Yeah. So,
I'm busting your chops, right?
Oh, I love it. It's awesome. Right. Yeah, no, you remind me of, in the same way that Batman is over Gotham City, you're like Steve Sampson over Las Vegas.
Really?
Like
you give me that much credit?
Well, like with keeping, the politicians and judges especially, keeping them honest and stuff like that, knowing that you're going to be watching them,
They're probably happy about COVID.
Yeah.
Keep those guys out the courtroom.
Yeah. So we need people like that, and it'll be good to see like more than one choice, and for the judges, for more than one judge. And
so you're talking about that proposed bill that we want to do. If you're an incumbent judge and you're running unopposed, then the people have a voice to say remove or retain.
Yep. Yeah.
And if it's removed, then the seat's vacated and Judicial Selection Committee comes in and takes applications and picks 3 names and send them to the governor, and then the governor choose one of them, and in the next election cycle, then they run for retainer to retain that seat. So I think that would be good for a lot of people, especially the state, that judges have an opportunity to actually leave and not stay there and harbor that particular seat and spread their corruptive behaviors onto the public. So
yeah, I know California needs a Steve Stanson over there, like
Really?
in Orange County, everywhere. Yeah,
I like this
feel
guy,
like,
Jason.
yeah. Well, it's like if we could clone you and put you in all 50
Clone
states,
me?
that would be like
Let's not go there.
This guy should be my PR. I like him.
Yeah, I was gonna
Hey, when I run for office, you gotta be my PR guy.
how much money did you?
I
didn't
gave-
see
I-
any money switching hands.
The only thing I did was give him a bottle of real water.
It was good water.
That's it.
Yeah, right.
So Mr. D'Souza, what brought you here? We only have 5 minutes. Now I'm messing with you.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so basically when I met this girl in Africa, we had a long
What
distance
part of
relationship.
Africa?
It was in Jinja, Uganda. We were working in an orphanage, and she was from California, so she wasn't like an African girl in any way.
She was an African girl. She didn't have the accent?
No, nothing. Yeah,
She didn't
totally
do the,
Californian.
Do the
yeah.
dance?
Yeah, yeah.
No?
No.
Okay. All right.
So we met over there, and I thought she was really good with children. So we had like a dating relationship, I guess, for 3 years.
Right.
Long distance. She was out in Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
She had a grandfather who was the president of Disneyland. I would later on find out. Got into Disneyland for free. She took me for my birthday. Took me to Laker games and stuff. So
I see where this is
Good.
going. Once
Yeah.
you said that her grandfather was the president of Disneyland, I'm like, you're SOL now, buddy.
yeah.
All right, keep going.
So we had it for 3 years. Ultimately, we would end up having a child. I was waiting for marriage.
What's your child's name?
His name is, I call him Indy. That was the first thing. It's like she said, I think I've got Indiana Jones inside of me. So I've called him Indy. She would actually name him Nathaniel. And then his last name was D'Souza. So I go by my initials, which is Jason D'Souza, JD. So I would call him Indy. So it sounded like Indiana Jones a little bit. So.
Okay. So Indy, the middle name is Nathaniel.
His first name technically is Nathaniel, and his last name's D'Souza. I just
Oh,
call
you
him
just
Indy.
gave him a nickname?
Yeah, I give him a nickname.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So he came out. But as soon as he was born, and the father found out, he was like fifth in line or something. He just kind of cut me off and didn't want anything to do with me. I was basically a sperm donor.
Her father.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's father.
Yeah. So when that happened, and I feel like when somebody does something to bring you down, like just as a sperm donor or, like a slave or something like that, it's like you don't have your full rights. You never will have that.
Right.
And so basically I've been fighting in court since December 2014 to be a part of my son's life.
And you've been fighting these courts in California.
In Orange County, yeah.
In Orange County.
Yeah.
I used to hang out there, live there actually.
Ah, cool. Whereabouts in Orange
San
County?
Clemente.
San Clemente, okay.
And then Laguna Hills, yeah.
Nice.
So where were you? You were in Irvine or?
I was closer to Santa Ana by South Coast Plaza.
Oh, okay.
More in the ghetto. So I moved out over there.
More
first.
in the ghetto.
Yeah. No, for Orange County? Yeah, I don't know. Not really, but
The courts are in Santa Ana.
the courts.
And the
yes.
correctional facility.
Yeah.
So what did these Californian family court did to you?
Well, when I first got there, I didn't know anything about family courts, and I thought, it's going to be easy because there's so many fathers that abandon their children or
Right.
they're not over there. So I thought this will be I'm a good father.
hero.
I'm going to go
Hero
in there,
guy.
yeah. And I thought I'm just going to walk in there. It's going to be so easy.
And here we have
It's
a
like-
father fighting for this kid. How original.
So so that's how it goes. And then I got just an onslaught from their lawyer, just like all these. You get one email, you can't sleep at night. You're like, I'm the worst father who ever lived. Like I didn't, like she's saying I'm freezing him, I'm sunburning him to death.
They brainwash you, don't
all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, wow, like I'm trying to feed him to pit bulls and like kill him and stuff. And I'm like, what? So it's crazy. So they go off. Obviously, it wasn't a pit bull. There's just like a little dog, and you're not freezing him. They just brought snow to Disneyland, and the picture that she saw on the Facebook looked like I was out in the middle of snow, so it looked like he didn't have enough like warm clothes, but it was like 70 degrees out. So like for everything, there's always a reason. But they just blow things out of proportion.
They do a spin.
And stuff like that.
Kind of like today's election.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So it's been crazy. So just this most recent time, there was something where literally just fighting to be in his life. The mom has she said in court that I'm not dangerous. She said in court that I don't swear or curse. Like I always have kept it G-rated. And then she even, this most latest time, she said, his methods of abuse do not include physical violence, but instead utilize psychological weapons of relational sabotage. And then she goes on.
Psychological weapons.
Psychological weapons of relational sabotage,
what type of weapons do you have in your arsenal, Mrs. D'Souza?
I don't know. She mentions that I like to make friends basically, but she words it differently, and that I would go to church. And then also I publish father's rights material. So. And
what is wrong with educating people?
I don't know. Yeah. So that apparently, that was enough though for the judge. So
was she labeling you a terrorist because you publish father's rights materials?
I think, yeah. Though I never admitted to it. It's always anonymous. So maybe I was working the father's rights movement, or maybe I wasn't. So, but anyways, I would talk to the lawyer that we have in California for the father's rights, and she would mention that the judge that I had, Gaffney, was...
Well, let's talk a little bit about the father's rights. Is that a movement? Is that an organization? Is that what?
Yeah, it started off with a father in Alaska who was just denied visitation, and he started off this movement, and it just went off to all 50 states, and it's been around for a little while. Yeah.
Okay.
So they've kind of been in there. So once when I wasn't allowed to see my son...
on what grounds were you not allowed to see your son?
Initially this most recent time, it was just the lifetime restraining order. Before that, I had a 3-year.
Oh, back the heck up. You had a what type of restraining order?
Oh, first I got a lifetime restraining order.
A lifetime restraint. What is that? Because I know when you go to prison, they said that you have a life sentence, and a life sentence is actually about 20 years. So what's your lifetime? What's the years on that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know it just says on the box 5 years, and then there's a permanent restraining order.
So you had a permanent restraining order on. Who had this restraining order on you?
The mom did.
The mom.
And I can't be within 100 yards of my son unless I want to go to jail. So you're.
How did she get that passed? Though?
What evidence did she have?
Yeah, because I've never threatened violence. I've never been violent. I've never had the police call.
You tell me what she doesn't have. Tell me what she has to get this permanent restraining order against you.
Just a lot of stuff on the father's rights, because I've never been anywhere near her or anything. I've never done. The last time I saw my son.
So there was no domestic violence?
No, never. And she admits it too.
There was no mental illness on your part?
No.
There was no alcohol, drug abuse?
Nope, never.
No reckless driving or crazy, no felonies or any type of convictions you might have to make you into a dangerous person? You don't go around and go on rooftops and start shooting your guns off or anything like that?
I did get one police ticket within the past 10 years.
So you got a speeding ticket. Yeah, and you get a permanent restraining order against you? And it sounds like that your rights to see your child has been terminated.
Yeah, I think so. Did you
have due process? If they
due process,
terminate your rights, then you're supposed to be affording an attorney.
Yeah, I did have 3 attorneys at some point starting back in 2014.
Not at the same time, right?
Yeah, different times, throughout the time. So it ends up, but it just costs money. You get burned out. It's just when I lived in New Zealand, I talked to the pastor over there, and he said that their family courts, it's like a one and done deal. You don't go on from 2014 to 2020 going through court, and a lot of times over there, they have attorneys for the children as well too. So that way they can go and their voice can be heard. And if it went on for a long time, it would. Are you
appealing this lifetime restraining order and staying away from your kid?
There's a girl where she's actually spoken on her here, Amy Service. So she has the same judge, and that judge ordered police to come to her place and to take her 4-year-old child, and she hasn't seen him in nearly 4 years. So she's been alienated for about 4 years.
It sounds like kidnapping.
Abduction, yeah, at nighttime, all the police coming in there, and it's like, I'm sure they have better things to do than to take a little kid who's just screaming and crying and causing a mother like PTSD. So she is a heart of gold. I've never seen anything against her that's bad. She showed me video evidence and everything. So she's paralegal certified, and she's gone like the extra mile to help me in every single way. Like, so she writes all my papers, and she's done a couple of appeals. So she wants to appeal it.
Are you in the appeal process now?
Yeah, I've ordered like transcripts, and she's gonna go and look at it. Though I did.
There's a time frame from when you could from when you could file.
Yeah, I asked for the transcripts that first Monday because my case was on October 16th, Friday. So I asked for it first thing, and the lady said that it would come within 3 weeks.
Okay.
So, but I've talked to other people. The vice president of the California Fathers' Rights Movement showed him this stuff, and he was doubtful that it might be appealed. And I talked to another buddy who's also, nothing over there. And he said 90% of the time they don't get appealed.
So what evidence did the courts have to terminate your parental rights and to give you this lifetime ban against your ex?
Oh, I don't know. I know there was a tweet that I read from Candace Owens where she's like, I'm loving the hashtag him too. It appears to be a movement built of men who have had their lives and families destroyed by false allegations and a lack of due process. And then she goes on to say radical feminism has become problematic and needs to be addressed. So
what are these documents that you brought here?
This was like what I got from the last time. This was from the lawyer. It's like, I don't know, it's like it looks like nearly 100 pages. But this is what I had to fight against for this last time, what they got the lifetime restraining order on. And then this is the lifetime restraining order that I got. So also.
How many court appearances did you make? Are you're in proper person when you went to court the last time, or when you got this?
Yeah, we did it on Zoom. It was a Zoom meeting, so I just went and I just declined. I just feel like it's a circus because the last two lawyers I had, when I had stuff, it didn't matter what they said or what they did. The judge,
mine was ready made up.
Yeah, exactly. So when it came, I was like, well, I'm not going to hire a judge or a lawyer. Basically, when this judge he's going to grant it, I figured. So I just wanted to represent myself and just.
And what grounds did the judge give you to terminate your parental rights and give you a lifetime ban?
I don't know. He just listened to what the mom said. And there was something at the very end where the mom says that she feels her life is in danger or whatnot.
And what evidence did she have?
She had no evidence. But I mean, for myself, like I had a detective from Orange County give me a call, and his name was Woodruff. And he said that I was on a hit list by her brother. So, and it even made it into the LA Times and even back in Britain, the UK Times as well too, the Daily News or something.
Do you have a copy of that article?
Oh, you just Google it up. You can just look up his name and it's on there. But honestly, he was never...
What's his name?
Nicholas Rose. Okay. So, but he was always nice to me. Like honestly, he gave me a Christmas present. And then one time when I came over to the house and like the mom wasn't there, her parents weren't there, it was just him. And he was with a couple buddies. I didn't feel comfortable leaving my son with him. And I was just said, hey, is it okay if I just keep my son longer? Because they were supposed to be here, they're not here. Uh-huh. And he was like, yeah, dude, that's cool. So I got to hang out with my son an extra 20 minutes over. I just hung out at their house until the mom came. So, but yeah, so he's never been a problem. I've never been afraid of him or worried of him. But I did get a phone call. The detective did have to say, here, there's a list. And we have to give you a call. So
what are you trying to accomplish by coming on this program?
Oh, I would just love to see. I mean, actually, just before this, Joe Biden, he said before the second debate, like whether you agree with him or not, he said, if elected, I will put together a national commission of scholars and ask recommendations how to reform the court system because it's getting out of whack. And I definitely agree. I think Kentucky is a place where they're the first state to enact an explicit rebuttable presumption of joint legal custody and equal physical custody. And so their report card, they were like a D- to an A- now because they have 50-50 for the most part. It's not perfect and it can get better, but I would love to see legislation all over America, not just one state, but every state have it. And also the Title 4D as well too, I think just kills it. When money incentivizes you to take someone's children away, that's in the Social Security Act. It's like, that's the number one thing that I think is like tearing families apart is Title 4D. So, as you probably know.
And explain Title 4D.
Oh, okay, yeah. Title 4D, hold on, let me get it. Let's see. So Title 4D, it's a funding to all the states, and it's a financial incentive for the family courts to collect child support, and it's proven to corrupt legislation and destroy lives. And it's our Social Security funds, which every taxpayer contributes towards. So that's the number one thing, I think, to get rid of that, that I think would be important.
Okay.
So, and as for my son, like, I just think, what is this? Like, what is it going to be like when he grows up knowing like, wow, the state ordered my father to be away. The last time I saw him was on Father's Day, 2019. I had a 2-hour where they would monitor you. So and I had all positive reviews. Yeah, all positive reviews for like a full year, like through 2 different places. All positive reviews, nothing negative. And the last thing my son said before he saw me was like, Dad, I want to live with you forever. You know, and he was like laying on the ground. He didn't want to go back to his mom, but I was afraid I was going to get in trouble. I was like, hey, buddy, you got to go back. You know, that was the last thing he said. So when he went off, that's when the judge ordered me that following Wednesday. They had to be 100 yards away from my son or our son. So yeah, it's been 507 days now was the last time that I saw him.
So Jason, let me ask you a quick question here, because I'm reading through this, and I'm just so everybody knows I'm not an attorney. However, this permanent restraining order, basically the way I'm reading this, did you show up to court?
Yes. I never missed a court appearance, and I never missed one visit with my son.
Okay, well, according to this, it says the lawyer showed up for her, and then, so you showed up in person?
No, Zoom. And actually, there was one time where if there was anything where I didn't show up, the judge did a continuation. They always do continuations. Right. But they asked, would you like an audio or visual, like
correct
hearing? There's not that allowed. Do you agree or disagree? And I disagreed. And then the judge was like, he was upset. He just said, okay, we're going to have a continuation. And it was October 16th. So
what did you disagree on?
I thought that there should be audio and video recording in the courts, because it's like, nobody can see what's going on. It's like in the dark, you know, unless if you have a court observer over there.
Right.
So that needs to be fixed and changed. I think that's like number one. So
what's your next course of action?
Just to do the appeal. I don't really know. I'm burned out, honestly. I was burned out after, the first time going to court. I don't even think we should have court. It should be more of a mediation, which in New Zealand, they would just do mediations. You don't even go to court most of the time.
Well, unfortunately, you don't live in New Zealand.
Yes, yeah, I know. That was probably the worst mistake. I should have stayed there. So.
All right. So let me correct myself. It does say that you showed up in person. She, however, did not. Her attorney showed up for her, correct?
No, the mom was there. She was there too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There is one thing too. So with the Joe Biden thing, it was actually during the Clinton administration where he introduced the VAWA, Violence Against Women's Act.
Yep.
And that's where women and family court lawyers can make false allegations without due process. And it's because of Joe Biden's Silver Bullet Act, which that tactic of the silver bullet is to lay false allegations against the other parent to retain full custody of the kids. And it gives the upper hand in family court. And there's no penalty for perjury within the family law system. So you don't even have to be physically violent, which is in my case, and the mom will even acknowledge that, and then I'm not a danger. but it still makes it possible for us fathers to receive these lifetime restraining orders and forced to be 100 yards away from our children.
I never heard of a lifetime restraining order. I heard of the highest one I've heard is about a year.
Well, right here, the judge did say permanent.
They shouldn't even have a box for
Renewed, yeah. You got 5 years, and then you have permanently.
What did this guy do to get a permanent restraining order and terminate his rights?
The renewed restraining order must be attached to this form. I know, I looked down, but it literally does say permanent.
You know, removing you from your child like that
is a lot. But these are like a couple pages of like what their accusations are and stuff like that. So
it's a civil death.
So,
Mr. D'Souza.
Yes.
What else do you have to contribute to this horrific situation you're in?
Yeah, I think, one of the things that's inspired me is during this pandemic, I've read like a lot of books and audiobooks. And one of them that I read was David Goggins, where here's a guy who was like 300 pounds and he wanted to go into the Navy SEALs. And he went over there to the recruiter. The recruiter looked at him, said, well, it's in 3 months that the Navy SEALs are, but I don't think you're going to make it. And so this guy, David Goggins, was just like, he started running and he lost like a pound first. And then he ended up losing 100 pounds within the 3 months, went to the Navy SEALs, and he had to go through it 3 times, but eventually he ended up becoming a Navy SEAL, and then he became an Army Ranger.
Wow.
Now he's running like these 100-mile ultra marathons where literally he'll even break his feet, but he'll still run no matter how much pain. And he's been inspiring because one of the things he talks about is Rocky in there. And he saw the movie Rocky, and he would just see like this guy got a chance to go against the world champion. And he knows he's not going to win. His only goal is just to last, not to give up, not to fall down, to keep standing up and make it to the 15th round, because nobody's ever done that against Apollo Creed. And so I'm like, wow, like the mom, like she's got a grandfather who's like the president of Disneyland, who is actually a really nice guy. He passed away a few years ago.
My condolences.
But he, I realize I might not ever win against these lawyers. And if I represent myself, I might always lose, but I want to keep fighting for my son till that final round, till my son's 18 and I can finally be in his life. And it just be like David Goggins. I don't want to ever give up. I always want to go and fight. And just one of the quotes is David Goggins said, like, pain is my teacher. And he's also, he also said, I will never win, but I will fight my whole life. And I just want to fight my whole life to be his dad, to be a father to my son. So that's, and always smile in the midst of the pain and the trials and the suffering.
Jason, one thing I want to, and thank you for giving me this, because this is much clearer than, like I said, I'm not an attorney. Thank you for giving me this. Here's one of the things I want to super encourage you to continue on this. I know that it's a very tough situation that you're going through, but basically by reading this in a nutshell, what I'm coming up with right now is that they're basically making a lot of claims of stuff that you've said on social media. Not claiming like you've never posted anything, at least according to these orders, of like you've never threatened anyone's life or anything of that nature. But they're using your social media posts to actually build a case against you, which is pretty much uncharted territory. So I really want to encourage you to, because first of all, it's an infringement on your First Amendment rights. And we need, now with social media and everything being what it is, we need to start getting court cases to where the courts actually recognize what is acceptable and what isn't. Because right now, one of the biggest problems that I see in family court is that it's just so, like, how do I put it? I mean, it's basically up for anyone's interpretation. So if there isn't some sort of legal precedence set to where the courts can actually review back to a specific case, then it just alienates fathers even more. So I would encourage you to definitely keep looking into this, because everything I'm reading just keeps saying that, like, she's afraid of you because of your social media posts.
Yeah. I think one thing too, it's when you get your child taken away and you just want to be a father and just look at that. It's like there's sort of, once when you're like being forced to go to jail, is like you kind of throw the caution to the wind, and it's almost like therapy to like speak out, you know, about what's going on. And it's in a sense, and it's not just me, there's a lot of other people. There's one guy named Cash Jackson, he ran for governor of Illinois, and he's a vocal proponent also for the father's rights and for equal shared parenting and the father's rights. Also lawyer is Melissa Isaacs, and she's also like an excellent person. I got to hear her speak. She came for Las Vegas last year at the father's rights convention that they had, and I got to hear her. So there's a lot of impressive people that are trying to push this to make it happen.
Mr. D'Souza, we run out of time. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Just one last thing. I know Jordan Peterson, he's from Canada, but he said 85% of men are denied 50-50 custody when they divorce and have young children. So the last thing I just want to say is I love my son, and I want to be in his life and do everything. He's the best thing that happened to me.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I want you to do this. I want you to look into the camera, and you could give a point of contact if you want anybody to contact you. You don't have to reveal your contact information. But I want you to look into the camera, but I want you to do something different. I want you to talk to your son. 30 seconds.
Oh, cool. All right, dear son, India, I love you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I remember we went on a hike to Wildwood Park, 1.5 miles. You were only about 3 years old. You never complained. You were so excited to go and see the waterfall. And then I carried you on the way back, but that was at nighttime when it came, and you wanted to do a night hike. I was like, aren't your feet tired? And you're like, no, Dad, watch this. And you were running in one place just to show me you weren't tired at all. And with you, you're a constant adventure, and you're like the best thing that ever happened to me. So I love you. And yeah, you're amazing.
Well, thank you. Folks, that's thank you for coming on the program, Mr. D'Souza. Folks, that's Jason D'Souza. He's fighting to be in his son's life, has a permanent stay away order from his ex, and therefore it flowed over to his child, and his parental rights apparently has been terminated without even having an evidentiary hearing, which is basically unconstitutional. These are situations we have to deal with in the family court until a legislator or somebody gives a damn. People like this is going to be victimized, and not only Mr. D'Souza is being victimized, but his son is also a victim of this travesty. This is Steve Sanson, Jim Jonas with Veterans in Politics. Until next time.